We in Europe, we don't have the vast natural resources that Africa has as a continent. And the challenge in this journey is that everyone can remain in charge of its own wealth. And so this cannot be just an asking policy. Like, okay, we need huge volumes of tons of hydrogen. This needs to be an inclusive policy, as you said, really a team approach. And so it's crucial that Africa will remain in charge of its vast natural resources, its sun, its wind, its minerals, but also its people, a young population, smart minds, who will need jobs, who will work on bringing this welfare to the continent. We are talking today about hydrogen, but no hydrogen without electricity. And 1 out of 5, by 2030, one out of 5 world citizens will live in Africa. And only today, 600 million of them don't have access to clean energy or to electricity. And even more people have an issue with clean cooking. And so when we talk today about hydrogen, we are also talking about electricity and bringing access. And so this is okay, a challenge, but a big opportunity. And we should approach it with a can-do approach. And it's absolutely my commitment, and I see the Belgian entrepreneurs here in the room, they come also with this commitment. They come here to work not only for their own business, but do their business here in Namibia. Namibia is a ocean country. It's bordering the ocean, as Belgium also is bordering the North Sea. A backbone to maybe Botswana. It's about solidarity, about nations who are bordering the sea, or in this case the ocean, to bring energy, to bring green energy also to nations who have no sea or no ocean access. And so creating infrastructure to distribute energy is so much needed with regard to solidarity, because a friend in need is a friend indeed.
So we developed an H2 Global, where we say we do a double binding process. Who's selling and who's buying, and if there is a gap between selling and buying, we as a government are closing the gap. That's the basic idea behind it. And then we said, well, we did it successfully, and it's always 10 years contracts. And so what we try now as a Team Europe is to enlarge these windows. I mean, you know, if you buy a larger amount, you have an economy of scale, you get cheaper prices in the end. I mean, what is the ultimate goal? Is to beat fossil energy by the winds and the sun you have in Africa. So, and therefore, one of the major things, in all the discussion yesterday, and just Tina just mentioned it perfectly, there was always the debate about job creation in Africa. And everyone we are talking said, well, we want to work with African people, with Namibian people in this project. They are hiring, they are already establishing 400 jobs in Namibia. I just got the number yesterday and enlarged it to a few thousand in the next step. And it's about, of course, electricity. If 50% of the people are lacking electricity, of course, building up renewables is a huge chance, and that's to electrify also for the whole population. And, you know, the government, we talked yesterday, there's a clear aim to reach out to the population and to get them cheap and clean energy. And I think that's also part of the equation. And so I'm sure it's a win-win partnership.
As much as European industry needs green hydrogen, I think that the biggest reward that we can give across the globe to the green hydrogen producers is the level playing field that we will create for green goods. So there has been a lot of talk about carbon border adjustment mechanism, but this is designed to respect all the producers across the globe who will tackle their CO2 emissions and opt for green solutions. And that means that green hydrogen off-takers might not be only in Europe, but they might be also here, and they will be rewarded by us by allowing them access to our very attractive market on the same level playing field as European producers do have.
Since independence, Namibia has made it a strategic objective at the highest level in government to industrialize our economy in a sustainable and competitive manner. In fact, environmental protection in Namibia is not just a natural responsibility, but it is a constitutional obligation. This goal has been clearly articulated in our Vision 2030 and strategically reinforced in subsequent National Development Plan since 2004, as well as in our Harambee Prosperity Plan. Importantly, this objective is shared with a continent of peers and has been captured in the Africa Agenda 2063, the Africa we want, where many African states recognize the interconnected nature of our economic environment ecosystem. The utilization of abundant renewable energy potential to produce hydrogen, which can be used as a fundamental building block for hard-to-abate sectors, has emerged as a promising means of combating climate change, while also offering an important development pathway. This concept is worthy of detailed study and research, and Namibia is investing its fair share of intellectual space towards this pursuit. According to our recently launched Green Industrialization Blueprint, those sustainable new industries complexity may offer compelling opportunities to create new jobs, diversify our economic output, and even augment our electricity and clean water production. However, like all other industrial complexes, our significant scale, careful attention needs to be paid to their potential footprint on our precious flora and faunas. Environmental is very fundamental. Environmental protection is very fundamental in Namibia. Namibia is committed to ensure that a fair balance is struck between economic development and ecological preservation. We are given natural resources, and we have to make use of them. Hence, our Constitution obliged us to utilize our natural resources sustainably for the current and future generation. It is encouraging for me to witness such a diverse gathering of brilliant minds from around the world that had convened here to help us to create a rich conversation on those vital topics. Namibia offers a rich and welcome environment that is well suited to host an impactful green industrialization ecosystem. To give you what I'm saying, Namibia has reached the post of the mineral required to build green industries, such as critical rare earth elements and lithium. We also help our Zambian neighbors trade their copper, a key ingredient for sustainable industries with global market. We have some of the best wind and solar resources in the region, closer to a well-developed port and rail infrastructures, and we have plans to expand those infrastructures to facilitate even a broader trade in low-carbon goods between our regional neighbors and the global customers. Last, we have the space, a progressive immigration system, and a young and developing workforce, which makes Namibia an ideal location to host some of the new and emerging industries. In a nutshell, Namibia is open for business that will make meaningful impact to our development, as it should also benefit the investors. Therefore, you are welcome to explore all the possibilities in our country. While Namibia has a lot to offer, our neighbors around the continent have made remarkable progress in this space, and we need to recognize them as we are talking about partnership. I congratulate Egypt's Federal Global, which was the first recipient of the green hydrogen global tender for green ammonia, securing an off-take price of 1,000 per ton delivered to the port of Rotterdam. Mauritius's cabinet has just concluded their legislative draft, which has been submitted to their parliament, cementing their efforts to incubate a synthetic fuel industry. And Kenya has made significant progress in their plans to establish a local fertilizer industry using geothermal power as their renewable resource of power that will be used to produce green hydrogen. That is to tell us that Africa is in the right direction, and Africa is ready, and Africa is determined to move to the green industry. However, we are conscious that the transition should be done in a manner that it does not have a negative impact on the African continent, which is still at the level of developing. We are thus assured of a rich and engaging dialogue in the days to come that will benefit us as a continent, and of course Namibia as a country, and by and large, the whole mankind.